My objectives today are very, very simple. I just want to show you really quite an old 6LW. We're really quite sure that it dates back to 1940s or thereabouts. Okay, so let's go.
Having pulled off the heads, the first thing we notice in this engine is these grooves or channels here to allow coolant to escape. We have come across this before some years ago in LW engines. These are referred to as telltales. They allowed coolant to escape if there was a problem with the head gasket. A similar approach was used with the L3B engine.
This is a more modern block from a four-cylinder engine. You'll see that it's completely smooth. In fact, it'll be machined so it's perfectly smooth. There's no channels or tracks for water at all. This is the current modern design.
Just to have a look at the bores inside, and these were fine. There was no discernible wear there at all. Here you can see the old piston. It's a very old design. Two compression rings there at the top, one oil ring at the bottom, and they may be other oil rings there in between. I'm not too sure.
Another variation on LW pistons, three oil rings, and well, it looks like one oil ring, but kind of an escape route for the oil there. There's quite a few different designs for LW pistons. So, the sump, nothing special about the sump. It's like a everyday 6LW sump. But if we turn it around the other side, this is where we see something really very interesting. This is actually a false bottom. Water came in here, or out here, I'm not too sure which. And in here, you can come around here and show this port. Okay, so this is not a homemade project. This was a production engine. Not only that, but there was an oil cooler bolted on here. Now, I can't promise that this is the original one, but something like that. And also, as far as we could tell, that oil cooler was not for the gearbox, because in the 1940s, Gardner would have been using their own built on the 2UC gearbox, which didn't have an oil cooler. It didn't need one. So whoever it was who built this engine was really very fussy about oil cooling. Okay, I'm afraid this story has a sad ending. As you can see, we put a new injector pump on this engine. We fired her up. Oil pressure was good. She started very easy. Smoke cleared very quickly. But as time went on, the oil pressure started to drop. And it ended up dropping quite dramatically, right down to 20 psi. So the conclusion we have to draw is that the crankshaft is not in good condition. We fitted a new pressure release valve. I've since removed the filter. We fitted a brand new pressure release valve and spring, body, everything, and it made no difference. So we have to conclude it's bye-bye to this crankcase. She'll be going for scrap. So the lesson to be learned here is you're praising an engine, the engine has to be hot. Oil pressure, good on initial startup, is insufficient. The engine has to be hot. Thank you so much.
And this is the crankshaft, also going to scrap. When we examined it closely, we found that there was in fact significant wear there, at least on the mains. We didn't examine the big ends.
So